The GT skates over the pavement, clearing it by just 2.8 inches in its ground-sucking track mode. When the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires are sunk into the wheel wells and the GT looks as if it has all the suspension travel of a bobsled. Yet this carbon fiber dart from Dearborn never threatens to lose traction, to pitch left, or to unsettle as it leaps off the curbs. It soaks up the input gracefully, presses rubber into earth, and rockets ahead. The twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 is a close relative of the 450 horsepower version in the F-150 Raptor. Engineers unlocked another 197 horsepower with a lower 9.0:1 compression ratio, larger turbochargers, and new manifolds, while a dry sump oiling system keeps it all lubricated on the track. Engineers also relocated the alternator and air conditioning compressor to the back of the engine to position it closer to the firewall, shifting the center of gravity and reducing the polar moment of inertia. The EcoBoost engine sucks in clean air from the lower portion of the side pods ahead of the rear wheels. The turbos pressurize the intake charge up to 30.0 pounds per square inch and pass the air back to the side pods, where it climbs through the intercoolers and is piped through the buttresses toward the roof, then down into the intake plenum. Both port and direct injection deliver the fuel. The big blowers mean that the peak torque of 550 pound-feet arrives at a very lofty, unturbo-like 5,900 revolutions per minute. To keep the turbos on call when the driver lifts off the accelerator, Ford activates an anti-lag system in the Sport, Track, and VMAX modes. By continuing to pump some air through the engine, the turbos turn at about 80,000 revolutions per minute off throttle. At full boost, they pinwheel at up to 176,000 revolutions per minute. That anti-lag system is just one indicator that Ford prioritized boost well ahead of Eco with this engine. The other telltale, the GT's gluttonous CPA combined rating of just 14 miles per gallon, only 2 ticks better than a naturally aspirated V12 Aventador S. While the GT's V6 delivers supercar thrust, a car with looks and moves that can snap necks deserves the oral drama of 8, 10, or 12 cylinders. The EcoBoost engine's soundtrack is loud and deep, but it's a thrum, not a bark or a scream, with no fire and brimstone raining from the exhaust. The GT's engine sounds awesome for a V6 Fusion but restrained for a 647 horsepower supercar. That's the downside to making your power with 6 pots muffled by 2 turbochargers, but Ford landed on that configuration, it says, specifically for the fuel economy benefit in the race car. And, no doubt, the marketing traction the EcoBoost Association buys. The road car routes torque to the rear wheels through a Getrag 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission and a Torsen-style limited-slip differential. In the manual mode, cogs are swapped via milled aluminum shift pedals inspired by the Daytona prototypes in which Ford developed the GT Racer's engine before the rest of the car was finished. The stack of slots in the pedals and the vertical ridge on their backsides add tactility and grip. Launch control activated from the top line in the digital instrument cluster's menu cues the engine at roughly 3,000 revolutions per minute and should send the 3,250-pound GT to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. With VMAX mode retracting the wing and opening the 2 flaps at the back edge of the front splitter to reduce drag, this carbon fiber wonder ran a claimed 216 miles per hour at Porsche's Nardo test track in Italy.